All right, so picture this, okay? You inherit, this beautiful antique Chinese plate, right? I mean, exquisite, gorgeous designs, vibrant colors.
Wow.
But there's a twist.
Okay.
On the back, there's a seal.
Oh, a seal.
Part of it's standard Chinese characters, but then part of it's in, like English letters.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like it's trying to speak two languages at once.
That's wild.
And that's what we're diving into today.
All right.
We're going deep, unearthing the story behind this plate.
Okay, cool. I'm excited.
I'm calling this one Antique Plate Mystery.
Oh, I like that.
Ketsy, right?
Yeah.
So from what I'm seeing here, about 11 inches across,
All right.
shows 5 women gathered around a table.
Okay.
Rims all decked out.
Oh, yeah.
Recurring pattern flowers, birds, geometric designs, classic colors, red, green, blue, white.
Nice.
But that seal, man.
Yeah.
The blend of Chinese characters and then the, what do they call it?
Romanized text?
Romanized text. That's it.
Yeah.
It's like a puzzle.
It is.
What do you make of it?
It's really fascinating, It raises all sorts of questions.
Who's what?
Well, Romanized text, it basically means Chinese characters.
Yeah.
But spelled out like using our alphabet.
Oh, the one we use.
Exactly. The Roman alphabet.
Yeah.
The English alphabet.
Right.
So seeing that on a piece like this makes you wonder,
Totally.
Was this made for a Western audience?
Oh, interesting.
Could this be like a sign of cultural exchange, Or even a piece specifically made to be like exported?
Oh, well, like a cultural ambassador.
Exactly.
But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
Our source mentions this Famille Rose style.
Yes.
Can you give us the lowdown on that?
Famille Rose. All right. So that's a style known for its color palette.
Yeah.
Very vibrant colors. You're thinking reds, pinks, golds. Yeah. It was incredibly popular during the 18th century.
Okay.
In China, during the Qing Dynasty.
Oh, okay.
Think of, a society where these colors represented like luxury and refinement.
Wow.
High-end stuff.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
But thinking about the timeline.
Right.
Wouldn't that make the Romanized text on the seal even more bizarre?
Oh, absolutely.
Right. It's like two different worlds colliding.
It's like a paradox.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what makes this so interesting, right? Because this clash kind of suggests maybe the plate isn't from the 18th century after all.
Oh.
It could point to a much later period.
Like when?
Well, perhaps the Republic period, that span from 1912 to 1949.
Right.
And, that era in China.
Yeah.
A lot of social and political upheaval going on, but also, like, a huge surge in interaction with the West.
Interesting.
Right. China's trying to figure out its place on the world stage.
Yeah.
Blending their traditional art forms with these new Western influences.
Oh, I see.
It's a really interesting time.
So the plate could be a snapshot of that.
Exactly.
A fusion of their heritage and their evolving identity.
Right.
Makes you wonder about those 5 women around the table.
Right. What's their story?
But didn't the source also say it could be a 20th century reproduction?
Right. That's the other possibility.
How do we even tell the difference?
Well, that's where it gets tricky.
Oh, yeah.
Authenticating antiques is a whole art in itself.
I bet.
You got to examine everything closely.
Yeah.
The pigments used. The brush strokes, even like the texture of the glaze.
Wow.
For example, certain pigments, they just might not have been available in earlier periods.
Yeah, interesting.
Or like the brush strokes might not have the fluidity and confidence of a master artisan from the Qing Dynasty,
Right.
It's like detective work. Oh. You're piecing together these tiny clues hidden within the artwork itself.
So it's not just the big picture.
Right.
It's the little details.
Exactly.
Whispering the story. Now, that seal, man.
Yeah.
If we could just unlock those characters.
Yeah.
And that Romanized text.
Right.
What kind of stuff would it tell us?
Well, potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially the maker's identity.
Oh, wow.
The intended recipient.
Wow.
Maybe even a specific date or location.
Really?
Imagine, right.
Yeah.
Uncovering an inscription reveals that, this plate was a gift, say, from a Chinese merchant to a Western trader.
Wow.
Or, maybe a piece commissioned for a specific event.
Wow.
You never know. It's like you're holding a key to a hidden chapter of history.
That's incredible. So we have this beautiful plate, potentially from this era when China was going through this huge shift.
Yeah.
The imagery, the seal.
Yeah.
It's like holding untold stories.
It really is.
And it reminds you, art isn't just like what you see. It's a connection to the past.
Absolutely. And the coolest thing,
Yeah.
the story doesn't stop here.
It doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
There are resources out there, if you want to dive deeper into those characters, that Romanized text.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to discover.
Wow.
Could be a fascinating project,
Oh, that's a great challenge for our listeners. Unraveling those secrets, connecting this object to its time and place.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of
Antique Chinese plates.
antique Chinese plates.
Fascinating stuff.
It really